Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the King of Arrows and Kingfisher. And when I was meditating on this card today, the thought that came around was this is appropriate because you've got all of these people, the green man, the green woman, on this path with you, and we haven't had a court card in a while. And with this card, the Kingfisher brings that ancient wisdom. Okay, so here you've walked out of the world tree a week ago. The green woman's with you. You transitioned. The green man met you on the beach. Then you saw the life and death with the journey card, and then on the other side you're seeing all the abundance. And this Kingfisher just kind of, comes out of the woods, and the green man says, and here's another example of that ancient wisdom and lore. And, the Kingfisher just, he stops and he looks at you and he just says, like myself, I am at home at both in the air and in the water. And I can dive deep in the water to get the food that I need. And like you are multifaceted as well, both on the air and on the earth. So you're grounded and you're still using that air energy, right? The logic and the reasoning. And that's what this king represents, right? He rules the kingdom of the air and the logic and the reasoning and the thought processes, right? Communication. And with all the kings that are out there, okay, he is really an impartial king, okay, to help you see clearly what is no longer serving you, okay? So even though you've got the Six of Bows in abundance, he may look at that and say, of these wands that are there, of this harvest that's down there, what doesn't serve you well? And even though that's the harvest here that we're talking about in the abundance, it's also metaphorically of what's in your life. The harvest that you have in your life, whether that be financials, whether it be emotional, security settings, within the house or whatnot, and it's what is no longer serving you. It's almost like the seven of bows, which is clearance. Okay. He's asking you what is no longer serving you. In a relationship, what is no longer serving you in the relationship that you're in? What is no longer serving you within your family dynamics? What is no longer serving you in your company, in the work that you do? And all those questions that he's asking about is he wants to understand from your perspective on where you're putting your energy, where you're putting your attention. Because if you're putting your attention on something that's draining energy away from you, that's not serving you. That's not serving your higher good. That's not allowing you, to manifest into your higher self. Okay? So that's a little bit of what the Kingfisher is. And like I talk about the court cards, if this is somebody that's in your life or you, okay, if this is a person, they're going to be very articulate. And they're going to be very straight to the point, okay? Somebody who's just, who's a moral leader, all right, knows right from wrong, and able to discern what's going on out there. And that's using the heart. Understanding where the falsehoods and the lies are, and understanding, okay, this is what so-and-so said. I'm not going to worry about that because I don't believe in it. It doesn't make any sense. It's a lot of negative energy. It contradicts what I see, okay? If this is an aspect, it's somebody that's going to, or something that's going to have that calm clarity, right? Somebody or something that's going to give you that good counsel. Right? Maybe it's not the news media. Maybe it's not, your next door neighbor, with the political views and everything like that. But you're able to sit down with like-minded people, listen to the arguments, and have that calm clarity, right? And understand what that counsel is. That's what the King of Arrows, he likes to have those clarity type moments and just say, let's help you see clearly on this. And as if this is an event, this is going to be something where there's precise information, and there's going to be some discipline around it. And in order to, do this in your 401k, you need to follow this, 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 and this. And you're listening to your advisor, and he's making you money. And, at the same time, you're looking at it going, okay, here's the precise, this is what I need to do. Okay, fine, this is what I'm going to do. That's that precise information that, they're talking about, the discipline. So with this King of Arrows and the Kingfisher coming through with the green woman and the green man, here you're being nurtured, you're being protected, all right? You've got this leadership of walking through, leadership and authority, walking through the Wildwood Forest. You've seen the life, you've seen the death, you've seen the abundance, okay, and the sows that you're seeding. And now the King of Arrows, the Kingfisher, shows up and says, what must you focus on clearly? Okay, if it has to do with abundance and manifestation, you have to have that plan in place to move forward. If this is what you want to do with your 401k, boom, this is what you're going to have to do. Follow these plans. You got to talk to somebody who understands it. Maybe that's you, okay? Maybe you have to do some more research. Maybe there's a certain thing that you want to buy, right? Or you're holding off, and being prepared for something that might happen. Okay, I'm not saying that that's going to happen or not going to happen, but, in one aspect you have to be prepared. Another aspect you have to keep growing, okay? And they both go hand in hand, okay? And then the other question that he asks is, who can give you that wise word or advice? Who in your inner circle do you trust the most to give you that information? Who can you trust in your inner circle with, not secrets, not gossip, but just information on what's going on? Who can you trust in a relationship? Who can you trust in your family? Who can you trust at work? Who can you trust within the company that can give you those wise words, okay, or advice to help you see clearly on what's going on? Let's say there's some gossip going on, right? And everybody's talking about it. And you're thinking, you're not getting involved. That's too much drama, right? And you start listening to what's going on. You're saying, like, you know what? I'm going to find out for myself. I'm going to get that precise information. And maybe you talk to your boss's boss, right? Maybe the division lead or something like that. And, because you've always had good conversations with them. And as you don't really come out and just say, hey, look, this is what I'm hearing, blah, 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 what's going on? You must just, maybe you ask them, what's the state of the business look like? Right? How's our division doing? And, just off the wall, just, over a cup of coffee or whatever. And he's able to give you that precise information. And not that you take that information and you go back to your colleagues and spread that gossip, but you keep that to yourself. Okay, because now you've seen clearly what that information is and how it benefits you or how it hurts you. So again, to be prepared as well as to help you grow. So that's today's card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck, the King of Arrows and Kingfisher. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share it with others, give me a thumbs up. Take a look at that Stand Store link down below if you'd like a reading. And this is D for Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.